Hey guys, what's up everybody? Welcome or welcome back again to another video from the Apex Predator Billiards Club. My name is Apex Lenio and I am bringing to you here two incredible racks of 8-ball that were run 2 years ago in a match that I was playing a race to 17 for $21,000 against 7 of my most worthy adversaries. But in this rack, guys, I hope to educate you all about some stuff that goes on in the mind of an 8-ball pool player, both in the subconscious side of the mind and the conscious side of the mind. I'll be focusing mostly on these areas which I'm going to be listing for you in a moment. I won't be talking much about how I'm running the rack, but I want to talk to you about different components, different things that happens during the rack. Alright, two incredible racks. These are the two final racks. I'm 13-0 and I'm going 15-0 to win this match, all the way down from 2 all the way up to 17. This is probably one of the most entertaining 8-ball racks that you're ever going to watch in your life. So please pay attention to the following that I'm going to be listing for you. Now, the first thing that you need to know about 8-ball is that in order for you to run a rack, you have to ensure that you get a proper break. A proper break gives you proper spread. And here you can see I had an incredible break on that shot with open possibilities to run the rack. Now I decided to choose the stripes, and like I said, let me just go ahead and list a few of the things that I'll be talking to you about on the subconscious mind. I want to show you aspects of the rack where I remain focused, I maintain composure, I have resilience, luck and some fortune, mental control, stroke of genius will occur at some point, decision making, having some patience, and being in the dead stroke zone. Alright, so here I am going to talk to you about one thing that is happening in the conscious mind here, and this is planning an 8-ball rack. Notice now that I'm moving around the table. It's all about planning the rack as I go along. Now, a lot of professionals will tell you that you have to plan the whole rack, but in a real world, in an actual world, when you're playing an actual match, you cannot plan the whole rack. You have to go along with the rack as because different shots are going to come up. You're going to have to be creative. You're going to have to be precise, very accurate. So a lot of stuff are going to be happening here. And this is where you're seeing me going through what is called the planning phase. Play the full shots. Landed a bit bad on some of the shots. But right now I have to make what is called a recovery shot. Now I have to roll this ball into the corner pocket and try to come somewhere near to the right side of the one ball, perhaps near to the middle of the table. And here's where speed control comes into play. I'm playing a fast table, very bumpy. The rays are very highly reactive, and here you can see my first mistake that I made in terms of position play. I overrolled that shot for a position. All right, so here you can see during my planning phase I was not completely sure about what I really wanted to do in the rack, but however I had to be creative and try to come up with a solution for the problems that I'm facing during the rack. So here you're going to see something happening in the conscious mind, where I'm gonna have to play what is called a recovery shot, trying to stay on the table, keeping my opponent off the table. And right now you're seeing here I'm gonna have to jack up over an 8-ball. I'm gonna have to pocket the 13 and still maintain position. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 balls plus the 8. The 8 is not clear, but I'm gonna have to try to develop it at some point during the rack. And here's my first recovery shot, jacked up, playing with top spin. Alright, have to play with proper speed control. Just coming off the side rail there and coming right out. That's a beautiful shot. And here you can see the applause from my best friend Sanjay. Alright, and also the crowd is pretty impressed with what is happening here, because as I said, at this point I am 13-0 and I'm going for the whole entire tournament without giving the other opponents a chance to win. Now here is where you're going to be looking at cue ball control. And not only cue ball control, just the fact that I am in line. I have a tough shot, but I have to play a tough shot and still stay in line. And in order for me to stay in line, I have to have very good fundamentals, proper stroke, proper bridge, proper stance, proper everything. There's a lot of things going on in the conscious and the subconscious mind here. And right now, I have a tough shot, but I have to remain very composed. I have to still stay focused and still know that the possibility of running this rack is still very likely. So when you see me taking very long to play certain shots, guys, it's really all about the fact that there's a lot of stuff going on the internal side of the mind or internal side of the body. Right now, the mental part has to be helping the physical part here. And so I'm going to have to stroke this ball in. That's a beautiful shot. Just a little nudge. on the 2 ball to maintain position. Now, what that did for me right there with such shot making prowess, I literally have a really tough shot here to play for position. Now, making the shot is not hard. It's just remaining. I will have to definitely maintain position here. And I am on the wrong side of the 14 to get back onto the 15 that is on the short rail. That's the only ball I have left. So now is where you're going to see the creativity in what I need to do. Now, I'm looking at using the diamond system banking system, or the diamond banking system here. And what I'm trying to do here is that I'm trying to bank the 14, but at the same time, because I'm on the wrong side, I'm going to have to bank the ball full and use the 6 ball to kind of direct the cue ball into the line of the 15. I got proper position to some extent, but I missed the shot. And this is where now you have to let your mental game take over right here. Now I'm playing with a ferocious player. His name is Courtney Gibson. Young talent, shot maker, makes mistakes more often than not. But I can say the least that for the time that I've known this young man, he's an incredible player when he gets settled. So I literally am in a very tough spot here. I have 2 balls tied up on the short rail, and I have Courtney Gibson with the crowd behind him, depending on him to actually defeat me in this rack, because this one could upset the flow, but I could also definitely put a shake up on every player that is in the tournament. And now you can see that Courtney is almost out in this rack. As I said, he's a very ferocious player, makes more mistake than not. And here is where sometimes just remaining a little bit focused and just kind of planning some more will allow you not to make certain mistakes like what you've just witnessed here. That is an, I don't want to make it sound a little bit too harsh, but that was an avoidable mistake. He should not have missed that shot. But nevertheless, in professional pool, every player has to depend on the other player's mistake in order for them to win. Now, here is where I'm left with a really tough shot. And like I said, guys, I'm not telling you about the rack. I'm just telling you about stuff that is going on in my body, in my mind, during the game. Lots of different stuff happening here. All right, now you're going to see a stroke of genius that occurred. I post this clip on my YouTube channel. Do check it out. The link is in the description below. I post this raw version of this shot where I called a really low percentage aggressive shot. Now I'm just going for the kill here simply because I had studied this system a few weeks before this came up, and I decided I will not let this chance pass. Now, on the professional side, you will never have a professional choosing this shot. Let me tell you this from now. This is just what you call a stroke of genius. And here you're going to see one of the most amazing shots that you'll ever see in professional pool. Bam, bam, 2 rails, coming around, pocketing the ball. You can hear the crowd absolutely in a frenzy to say, oh my God, what a magnificent shot there. I honestly, here, somebody came on the table, threw the money to say, no, that shot is a really awesome shot. Unexpected. I got even more fortunate because I didn't plan to pocket the 10. The 10 just went in and just guided the cue ball around a couple of rails to come back on the right side of the 8. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is where you have to try to keep your composure. You played a tremendous shot. The crowd is in a frenzy. The crowd is in a awe. Missing an 8 ball after a shot like that definitely will just erase all the hard work that you've just put into the rack, and to just take away something from the stroke of genius there. So right here, guys, I literally am very nervous. All right, after such a shot, you might be asking, how can you be nervous after such an incredible shot? Just get down and shoot the ball. But I'm telling you, my heart is beating, my eyes are dilated, everything. I had to stay settled. You can see that I had to get up a couple of times, just trying to find the line. When you see me moving like that, moving slow, taking very long to pocket the ball, I'm just trying to control my heartbeat. Beating very fast, and I know that pocketing this 8 ball will make this rack an incredible one for you to watch. And indeed, I definitely went down, line up, and pocket the 8. Beautiful execution of subconscious and conscious ability. Lots of stuff happening here, a little bit of luck. You saw me being resilient. You saw the composure. You saw the focus. You saw the fact that I had to make some critical decision. You saw me in dead stroke. Proper fundamentals, cue ball control, recovering from a bad situation, and of course staying in line and being creative with proper pattern play and planning. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is the first time here on the channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button right now if it is that you're enjoying the content. And of course, if you want to follow me on my journey, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please share it out. Jamaican has great talent. We just need the world to know. I am not the only one. There's many around the island, and I'm going to go around the island and I'm going to find them and show them to the world. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, with that said, we're going to head into another rack. This is where I'm 14-0. This is the final game. I'm playing the champion. This young man who I'm playing here, he actually was on 10 at the start of this match, and he's still on 10 here. And there you can see that fantastic break shot. Beautiful, hitting that head ball dead in the center, hitting it square, as they say in pool. But of course, as usual, you're never gonna have everything going your way. You can hear the crowd here saying, "Go Lee, go Lee." All right, come on, Lee. Because right now, one mistake can be detrimental. Now, I was unfortunate to get such a lovely break. To a certain extent, the balls are kind of evenly spread, but there's a couple of problems, and it's a decision that Mr. Lee will have to make here in this rack. You can see him walking around the table, analyzing the table, looking at what shot is best. Looks like he has a 6 ball that's tied up with another one of my strike balls. All right, so there you can see he's just kind of looking to clear out his problem here. Now, in 8 ball, of course, after the break, the opponent has the option to shoot any ball, any combination of any form. And here, Lee is allowed to play a 6. Perhaps it's at a 9 ball, but it's a strike ball, so it's going to be a 6 strike ball combination. He has to pretty much solve his problem. The problem he has here is that ball that he's pointing on right there. He needs to get position on that ball, and he's also looking at the 14 to go into the bottom left hand corner pocket. He's also looking at I'm not sure what ball that is, but he's looking at that ball. He's kind of just analyzing the rack and kind of seeing that every ball pretty much has a pocket. He just needs to ensure that once he gets the intended ball, which is the stripes, he just has to start to plan the rack here. So now he's just kind of looking at the combination and if the line is there, so he has to just kind of back up the 6 and just kind of display with the top spin here and just kind of throw that ball into the corner. Pretty good shot there by Mr. Lee. Now he has to pretty much start the planning of the rack here, and he has to ensure that whatever shots he played, he has to stay in line. Now he's going for a thin cut here, so this cue ball should fly off 2 rails. There you can see just kind of getting a little bit wild, also getting a little bit fortunate there, just hitting off the pretty much what we call the nipple of the side pocket, and he got a good roll, because right now that was one of his problem ball. He needed to get on that ball really soon. And there you can see, ladies and gentlemen, with a little bit of luck, sometimes the pool gods work in your favor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, cue ball control is of great importance. It's imperative that Mr. Lee here remains in line as he plays the rack. Now he's just going to stun right across the face of the 5 ball there, just going up rail. There you can see lovely shot clapping by the crowd. Definitely they're urging him on to end this, what I would call a massacre. 14 games in a row with a couple of break and runs and table clearances. I know right now I am pretty relaxed in my chair because I've done all that I can. Right now the only thing left to do here is to just win this game if I get a chance. There you can see a nice little shot playing for short side position on, I believe that's the 15 ball there. The crowd is definitely willingly on here, but he has left himself with a position on the 15, but it's not natural to get position back onto the 14. So he's going to try to be creative, come off the right side of the 4, but it didn't work. He actually came in full on that 4. Now he has snookered himself. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a player that's playing someone who is in the zone, the dead zone, seems as if he or she cannot miss, when you make a mistake like this, it will affect you mentally. So right now, he's looking at maybe a 1 rail kick. Considering the table conditions, that's not a high percentage shot. So pretty much he has no shot on the 14. He's looking to kick, maybe get a bit lucky, I would say. Not sure what he's looking at there. Maybe he's looking at a 1 rail kick. He's trying to see if he can go between the 3 and the 5 to make a kick at the 14 to pocket it down into the bottom right. But not working out, he has to change his mind. Now he's looking to play defense. Now, I think when you see the shot, you're going to see that he's trying to come off the right side of the 14 to probably push the 14 to make some clusters for me and try to bring the cue ball back up behind where he is at the moment. He's on top of the 8. So right now he's just looking at different ways to make contact with that 14. If he does make contact, then he's actually going to be giving up a ball in, and there you can see everybody. He's just saying, I think he's saying that this guy is really lucky and I am playing very well. So now what he's doing here is playing an offensive defensive shot. He's kicking one rails for the 14 in the side and at the same time trying to get some safe, but he played that ball a bit too hard. Definitely can see that ball kicking off the rails, because I've spoken to you before, these rails are highly reactive. Now this is not a good look for Mr. Lee or for the rest of the players, because right now I have an open table, ball in hand, and I can spot my problem ball there. The only problem there that I have would have been the 6 that has no pocket. So now I have a slither of an opening right beside the 2 there. I just have to make sure that I play this 6 ball as clean as possible. Just a little stop shot in that area will give me an option on the 1 or the 3. So just want to make sure that I don't make any mistake, but at the same time, should in case anything funny happens, I will be still playing an offensive defensive shot. Stopping the ball there would still leave Mr. Lee with a safe, and he will have to kick. So sometimes you in pool, you definitely have to play offense defense just in case anything like a roll off or anything like that happens. So good shot there, chosen the 6, take care of the problem, pocket the 1 coming off 1 rails. Now he's on the 3. Proper planning here. Now I have an option. I can play from the 3 into 1 rail to come into the line of the 4, or I can play, I believe that's the 6 ball there. So just taking that ball out of the equation. I wanted to be a little bit straight on the 5, but I got a little angle that is drifting down above the 3, and I don't want to move the cue ball too much here. So you can see I'm looking at the 5, but I don't like the angle. There's a little grimace on my face. I don't like that angle. I'm gonna have to jack up. Definitely do not want Mr. Lee to come back to the table here, because this will surely be a defeat for me. So change of mind, decision making, play the 3, 1 rail into the line of the 4, or into the line of the 7, pardon me, into the line of the 7. Now I'm in pretty good shape here, because right now the only problem that I have in this rack here is that ball that is hiding underneath the 14. I have to get on that ball. So I have a slight angle here. I'm just going to try to stun under the 14, but you can see I didn't put enough speed. I didn't want to overroll, so I rather took an under roll simply because I was playing position for the 6, but in the event that I fell short, I knew I would have had a shot on the 5. So right now, everything is on the line. I have to remain focused. At this point, composure is important. I've been resilient through the 2 last racks. A little luck has been on my favor. I have to ensure that my mental game is right. I can't overthink here. The decision making here is to just stun cross. I need to just put a hair of draw, maybe a 1 tip of draw, to draw below the 14, to draw below the 4. Is that the 4 or the 6? I believe it's the 6. To draw below the 6 to pocket it in the bottom left. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So I have to remain patient here and just make sure that I remain steady on this shot here. Fireball deposited into the pocket, but overrolling, and oh my god. I want you to listen to the crowd. I guess they're going to be saying, at this point, I don't think I can lose. There you can see somebody's like just looking to see how did that cue ball did not drop into that side pocket. I can tell you, my heart was in my mouth. You can see I'm opening my mouth, taking deep breaths, because I cannot believe I didn't scratch. The crowd cannot believe that that ball did not go down to the pocket. It's like I defy the law of gravity. I was a centimeter away from scratching and giving away this rack. Here at this point, nerves was shaking me. I have a tough shot. The ball is near to the side pocket. If a little breeze blows, that ball will go down to the pocket. I've done all the hard work. I've recovered. I've gotten lucky. I've maintained proper fundamentals. I've controlled my cue ball to some extent. I planned the rack as best as I can. I ended up with this tough position here. And now I have to execute a shot that requires absolute steadiness. Steady, rolling in, bumping off one rails. Beautiful shot on that 6 ball, I believe. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, 14-0. I'm on a break. I'm on a table clearance, perhaps the 5th or the 6th one for the night after one mistake by my opponent. Everything here is on the line, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot and should not and must not miss this ball. And if you know, pool is more of a mental game than a physical game. And right now, everything that I've done to the best of my ability. All I have to do here is to just settle down and pocket this 8. I'm feeling the heat. I'm definitely feeling something on the inside. I'm gonna have to get up on this shot, definitely, because I'm not completely settled. I know I am this close to collecting the money, collecting the title, making history in Jamaican pool. And right now, I have to make this 8 to complete what is known as the most spectacular set of games played and the most incredible rock, I believe, in my opinion, in Jamaican pool history. So for the win, 8 ball deposited in the pocket. Everybody is coming around cheering, saying, "Well done, Mr. Apex Cylinder. Extremely well done." It is at this point that I realize what I actually did. 15 games in a row. The crowd is left in an absolute awe. Absolute brilliant. Everybody, there you can see celebration. You can hear what the crowds are saying. Obviously, he's not going to play with anybody who is practicing. All right. So a lot of stuff happened there, guys, in that rock. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time. I'll have more rocks to show you, more lessons. And do take care. Until next time, this is Apex Cylinder signing out. And play your best pool. Practice, study, play. Precision, accuracy is the key to becoming successful in pool. Keep working hard. Keep doing your best. Do not ever give up. And of course, just make sure that whatever mistakes you make today, do not make them tomorrow. Do take care. Until next time, Apex Cylinder signing out from the Apex Predator Billiards Club.